magnet.
Good evening, and welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club's Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. My name is Russ, and my call is KD8VYT. But for this presentation of Newsline, I will be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Without further ado, this is Amateur Radio Newsline.
Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2440 with a release date of Friday, August 2nd, 2024 to follow in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The following is a QST. The Bouvet Island 3Y0K team negotiates for a transport vessel. Mechanical Key Week gets underway for CW operators, and long-hidden artifacts of a college radio club come to light. All this and more as Amateur Radio Newsline report number 2440 comes your way right now.
From around the world, this is Newsline, Amateur Radio's independent, on-the-air news and bulletin service. Now, reporting from Union, Kentucky, here's Neil Rapp, W8VPV.
Our top story this week is the Bouvet Island Expedition 3Y0K, which is making progress in getting back on track for 2026. Jason Daniels, VK2 LAW, has those details.
The 3 Yankee 0 Kilo Bouvet Island expedition, which suspended its acceptance of donations in April while organisers reassessed the trip's financial picture, has plans to go forward with a $1.6 million budget in 2026. According to the D-Expedition website, negotiations are underway for a contract for a large transport vessel. The team says it already has received all the helicopter permits necessary from the Norwegian Polar Institute. The D-Expedition's cost is expected to be shared with, quote, a small private group, end quote, according to organisers. The website describes the D-Expedition as a large-scale operation with 20 to 24 operators, but said the team still needs between 4 and 6 additional amateurs for CWSSB operation. The 3-week trip to the remote island is fully financed up front, but Bouvet's planners hope to restart their fundraising campaign soon, seeking donations from individuals and clubs as a way of recovering some expenses. The fundraising is not expected to resume until a contract is signed for the vessel. This is Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
In the U.S., the FCC made some changes to its emergency alert system. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, tells us what's in store.
The Federal Communications Commission is hoping to add a new event code to its emergency alert system and will meet to consider the proposal on Wednesday, August 7th. The 3-letter code, MEP, is designed to cover individuals who are overlooked by existing codes, such as Amber Alerts, which focus on abducted and missing children. The MEP event code for missing and endangered persons would also be used in wireless emergency alerts. The FCC believes the new alert code would fill a need to bring awareness to the thousands of people, mainly missing Indigenous and Native women, who cannot be located. Many tribal organizations and various Native communities have urged the FCC to activate the code. FCC Chair Jessica Rosenworcel said it would allow for, quote, a more rapid and coordinated response to incidents and build on the efforts of tribal nations, the Department of Interior, and the Department of Justice to collect comprehensive data on missing and endangered Indigenous person cases, end quote. The FCC said that manufacturers of equipment used in the nation's emergency alert system will be given time to upgrade software and do whatever else is necessary to integrate the new code. This is Kent Peterson, KC0, DQI.
A retired public official in India who was committed to using ham radio to aid communication in remote regions has died in the United States during a family visit. We have details about him from Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Sudip Kumananda had a long career in public service in his home state of Gujarat, focusing with public health and welfare foremost on his agenda. His efforts included overseeing relief provided in the aftermath of the 2001 earthquake and a strong advocacy for blood donation and the Ayurvedic system of traditional medicine. One of his most prominent contributions as a public servant was to introduce amateur radio in parts of the state underserved by traditional communication services. Following a cyclone in 1997 when he was serving as relief commissioner of the state, he promoted ham radio to ensure that hard-hit districts still had a means of communicating. He advocated again for amateur radio in 2001, following an earthquake in January. That same year, the Gujarat Institute of Amateur Radio was created, and with his extensive experience in disaster communication management, he was chosen as its chairman. His radio contributions endured, especially in 2023 when Cyclone Biparjoy struck the state, and the Gujarat Institute of Amateur Radio sent 38 hams to the state's Emergency Operations Center to assist with disaster communications. He and his wife were visiting their daughter in New York at the time of his death, July 26, and local media said the cause was cardiac arrest. Nana was 68. This is Graham Kemp, VK4BB.
Although amateur radio was not taking a significant role as emergency response teams battled the fast-moving wildfires in the Canadian province of British Columbia, the challenges facing Western Canada have been providing some emergency communicators with a blueprint for going forward. Randy Sly, W4XJ, has that report.
Even as they keep an eye on the wildfires threatening the West, the Salvation Army Emergency Disaster Services teams have been working on a comprehensive plan called PACE for primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency to address communications across Canada. Emergency Disaster Specialist for the Maritime Division of the Salvation Army, John Bignell, VE1JMB, told Newsline that the plan includes the critical role hams can play in disaster response efforts. Toward that end, the EDS teams are studying IP-link systems such as Yaesu Fusion and Echolink, and such technologies as WinLink so that traffic can be passed even when the communications infrastructure has suffered a failure. John told Newsline, quote, "We believe that by internal training and developing relationships with local hams and ham clubs in each region, we can significantly improve our disaster response capabilities," end quote. The Salvation Army EDS teams see this as an opportunity to deliver what could be needed in the future when a more extensive amateur radio involvement may be needed. Meanwhile, said John, the teams are collaborating with each division to develop a more comprehensive communication plan. This is Randy Sly, W4XJ.
We reported recently that SpaceX had been awarded a contract from NASA for a spacecraft that is to deorbit the International Space Station in 2030, when its operational lifetime concludes. At a July 17th press briefing with NASA, SpaceX said it will help NASA accomplish this by creating an enhanced version of its Dragon spacecraft, known as the United States Deorbit Vehicle. It will be based on the original Dragon, but its trunk section will be redesigned and twice as long with more thrusters. The final ISS crew will depart the station once the altitude reaches 300 kilometers, down from its present 400 kilometers, as part of a natural decay in its orbit. There's still time to participate in Mechanical Key Week, an annual annual celebration of Morse code hosted by the FIS CW Club. Participants started getting on the air on Thursday, August 1st, and the week doesn't end until the 11th of August. Jeremy Boot, G4NGH, has more details.
The FIST CW Club has been promoting the Morse code on the air for 37 years. During Mechanical Key Week, hams are busy with their straight keys, cooties and bugs. Best of all, you don't need to belong to FIST to be part of this activity. Logs are due no later than the 7th of September. FIST is also known as the International Morse Preservation Society. It has chapters in Europe, East Asia, Oceania, the Americas. It was founded in England by George Longden, G3ZQS/GX3ZQS, whose call sign was passed on to the FIST CW Club after he became Silent Key in 2006. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
Time for you to identify your station. We are the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the W8VPV repeater in Wausau, Wisconsin, on Sundays at 9 p.m. during the Rib Mountain Repeater Association's Sunday Night SwapNet. Popular telephone museum in New England made an important connection recently with a local ham radio club. Andy Morrison, K9 AWM, tells us what happened next. Hams from the Twin State Radio Club, W1FN, had a chance to operate phone in a very different way recently. Dave Coulter, WA1ZCN, and other club members visited the New Hampshire Telephone Museum on the 27th of July to give visitors a 2-hour taste of amateur radio. Many of the visitors turned out to be hams themselves. The program focused on amateur radio as a family-friendly activity with a strong public service component, showcasing the wealth of technical advances being made every day. According to Graham Gifford, the museum's director of programming, the amateur radio presentation was a natural fit for what is essentially a museum of communications. Although the Warner, New Hampshire building showcases a wide array of telephones and telephone history, the story it tells of different types of communication through the years extends beyond that. Previous museum events have included an after-school presentation this past April about the solar eclipse and its impact, and a discussion about the Navajo code talkers of World War II. This is Andy Morrison, K9 AWM. Excitement is building for the RSGB convention to be held this fall. Jeremy Boot, G4NGH, gives us a preview.
The Radio Society of Great Britain is offering what the website is calling a Feast of Amateur Radio at its convention in Milton Keynes this coming October. Once again, Hamsat's colloquium will take place at the same time during the convention, which is between and 13th of October. The ups and downs of Solar Cycle 25 and the particulars of Sporadic E are two of the propagation-related presentations being offered this year. Steve Nichols, G0KYA, chairman of the Propagation Studies Committee, will discuss the solar cycle and the predictions he made 3 years ago. Chris Deacon, G4IFX, will be exploring Sporadic E and its use for amateur contacts. In all, there will be 3 thematic streams of presentations in the program: getting started, operating, and technical. For details, visit the Society's website at rsgb.org/convention. There's also a convention update in the August issue of Radcom, the RSGB's magazine. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
In the world of DX, you have until the 6th of August to work Steve, ZL4CZ, using the call sign E51CZZ, and Steve, ZL2KE, using the call sign E51KEE, from Rarotonga, IOTA number OC-013, and Aitutaki, IOTA number OC-083. They are on 40 through 10 meters, focusing on 20, 15, and 10 meters. Their activity is holiday style, QSL via Logbook of the World. Listen for Randy, K5SL, on the air from Turks and Caicos as a VP5/K5SL from the 14th to the 24th of August on the HF bands. He will be using CW, QSL via his home call. Kerry FY4JI is active until the 10th of August from French Guiana as TO973FY. He is celebrating the 2024 Paris Olympic Games. Listen on the HF bands where he will be using sideband and FT8 QSL via EA5GL. Members of the Russian Robinson Club will be active from Ion Island, iota number AS038, in the East Siberian Sea using the call sign RI0KA from the... Listen on various HF bands, QSL via RZ3EC. For our final story, we visit a Pennsylvania college campus building under renovation. If the walls could talk, these walls would tell a story about a ham radio club of bygone years. Travis Lisk, N3ILS, brings us those details.
Like hieroglyphics on a wall, these etchings tell a story. But this tale dates back to some not-so-ancient times. The wall etchings are call signs of students who belonged to the Campus Amateur Radio Society at Lehigh University in Pennsylvania, a club founded a century ago. Some remnants left by members of the now-defunct club were discovered on the walls of a fifth-floor room in a building undergoing renovation. The room was apparently used for storage. The shack, which had been in a number of campus locations, eventually was moved to the building's basement. Following the discovery of the call signs, the university contacted graduates of the college, including Daryl George, whose call sign as a student was WA3EMX, and Neil Wells, whose call sign is still K1UTV. Both are 1969 graduates and shared their memories in an article on the campus website. Both of their call signs appear etched on the building's wall. The club had a call sign, W3AEQ. Gary Wilson, K2GW, continues to renew it, a gesture of optimism that ham radio will be back on the air one day on campus in much the same way it first arrived, through the efforts of students in electrical engineering and physics. For now, the Lehigh University Amateur Radio Society exists only in the memories and the hopes of some of the school's graduates. It exists, too, in those FCC-issued letters and numbers firmly carved into the wall of a campus building so many decades ago. This is Travis Lisk, N3ILS.
Ah, the sweet words of a beautiful poem, they make the heart sing, and the well-chosen words of a well-written haiku guarantee good propagation. Okay, maybe not. But why not pick up a pencil and join the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge anyway? Share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, arnewsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your three-line haiku. Sorry, but we cannot accept entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form. Share with fellow listeners the poetry that is inspired by your ham radio experience. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, AMSAT News, ARRL, Bouvet Island 3Y0K website, CQ Magazine, David B. RK7DB, DX News, DX World 425 DX News, FCC, 5th CW Club, Graham Gifford, The Garat Samachar, John Bignell, VE1JMB, Indian Express, Lehigh University, NASA.gov, QRZ.com, Radio Society of Great Britain, Radio World, ShortwaveRadio.de, and you, our listeners. That's all from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org, and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Neil Rapp, W8VPV in Union, Kentucky, saying 7-3, and as always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
This concludes our Monday evening transmission of Amateur Radio Newsline. Net to start in about 10 minutes.
Okay, that may have been the first time I heard the controller falsed on peaks. Whoever was playing the recorder, or recording rather, had the output just a bit hot, and it was falsing the controller on peaks. WA4WGA.
W8VPV. Repeater. W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening. Calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club Monday Night VHF UHF Net. My name is John, and my call is W03X. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is an open directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. You do not have to be a club member. All traffic will go through net control, and since emergency traffic may break in at any time, please leave a brief pause between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, to enhance net operating practices, and to keep members up to date about club happenings. This net meets here every Monday evening at 8:30 p.m. local time, preceded by amateur radio Newsline at 8:01. We will start with announcements and then ask for check-ins from any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club. Once that is complete, I'll take check-ins, call signs only, 5 at a time, and confirming each call. When the number of check-ins slows down, I'll go 1 at a time. Then I'll correspond with those check-ins and ask for more until we're done. If you're a regular participant, I'll probably recognize you by call sign. If not, please give your call repeated phonetically, followed by your name and your location. When all check-ins have been corresponded with, I will close the net after repeating the announcements and asking one last call for check-ins. We also operate a band exploration net at 9:30 p.m. after this net. Please join us if you have the privileges and equipment. This evening we will be on 6 meters, 50.270 megahertz upper sideband. The approximate frequencies are also posted on our webpage, www.cfarc.org. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Did somebody have a question? Okay, here are the announcements. The picnic, the club picnic, will be on Wednesday, August 14th, and the location is the Shady Bend Pavilion in Waterworks Park. There is a link on the website to sign up for that picnic so that we can tell how much food to buy and of what type. So there is a spot on that sign up where you make your choice. Also, there's a spot where your item that you're going to bring, you can give a choose the description that matches that the closest. The newsletter came out, so take a look at that and see the articles in there. And let's see here. There will be a instead of a gathering on the second Wednesday of September, which happens to be September 11th, we will be having an activity. We've done this for several years now. CFARC to the field. CTTF. That will be September 11th, Wednesday, September 11th. Watch the website for details on that. And there may also be a preliminary kind of like a practice, like a set-up practice for those who may not be familiar with setting up to operate in the field. We will, on September 11th, we will be in various Summit County parks. And so watch the website, www.cfarc, for a possible announcement of one of those practice setups. That's all that I have in the way of announcements. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for any officer or member who has an announcement of general interest to the club.
Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango.
Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango. Go ahead, Frank.
Well, good evening, everybody, and thanks for, your soon-to-be check-in. I wanted to just remind everybody, if you haven't already heard, that we are in the middle of an Ohio state income tax holiday. It goes through Wednesday evening, and any item whose value is $500 or less will be free of state income tax, which I think is around 6.5%. Obviously excluded are titled objects, alcoholic beverages, vaping products, marijuana products, things like that. But lots of other equipment, including ham antennas and things from DX Engineering, up to $500 will be tax-free. Now, you can buy multiple items whose sum of which value exceeds $500, and it's still tax-free as long as the unit cost is under. So you may want to look into that if you've got a purchase coming up. John, you did a great job on the picnic site sign up, so I won't add anything other than we're looking forward to a great time out there. And Shea Ben, please sign up. Let us know what you're going to bring, and we'll have some final details coming out. Let me pause for a second for time. And as most of you have probably heard by now, we do have a clubhouse. I want to thank some people who came out today and helped us do some more work on it. We're getting it secured. We're in the process of transferring equipment from our U-Haul storage unit to the house, and so we'll be saving a little bit of money there. And we'll probably have some more open houses coming up, maybe the 4th week of September here. We'll do a club open house, invite you in, show you what we've done so far, what we've got, and what we're still trying to do, and look for your input. And we can always use a few items, maybe a desk, a wheelchair, a work table, if you have an old workbench, things like that. We can definitely use them, so let us know if you have something like that. All right, John, that's really about all I've got. Looking forward to seeing a lot of our members at the picnic next week. We'll hand it back to you. Please check me in and see who else is there. Thanks, W8ECT. Back to Ned.
Frank, I sent an email about moving stuff from the U-Haul thing. Do you still need, like, to move those field day boxes over?
Thanks, John. And for anybody who's willing to help, we did a substantial amount today. Myself, Anthony, Steve, and then our BSA, Melvin, came over and helped by installing locks and everything. We've got about 50% of the stuff moved by weight, maybe even a little bit more, maybe a third by volume. Tomorrow is supposed to be pretty rainy and severe weather, so we're going to take a break, and my body needs it anyway. Wednesday, we're going to try to do something Wednesday afternoon to move some equipment. So if you're able to help for a couple hours, drop me some email. My call, W8EZT@cfarc.org, and we'll see what we can do. So far, it's been fairly useful just moving it in the backs of people's vehicles and the bed of my truck. Hope that helps, John. We'll hand it back to you. W8VPV.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Or did you move the field day boxes yet?
Yes, those did get moved.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I just have a car, so I can just move small stuff. We'll see Wednesday afternoon then, before I go over Aries, like you're going to be doing. So, okay. We'll keep in touch. Thanks. Okay, anything else, Frank?
I think that's all I've got for the time being. Just thanks to everybody who's already been helping, and look forward to seeing more of you out there. Back to net, W8ECT.
Okay, Frank, very good. Thanks, and that's coming along pretty good there. Okay, are there any other officers or members who have items of special interest to the club? This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-ray.
AC8XO, go ahead, Vince.
The newsletter went out yesterday, today, and what's going on. So it's like you guys have something to tell me, I will act on it. Other than that, that's all I have. Other than there is a hard limit on newsletter responses or submissions for September. I'm going to break for time. The hard limit is I need everything in when Anthony has it on the calendar for the end of the month, that, close to September 1st. I am going to be out of the country, and I need to get that stuff done before I leave. So other than that, this is Alpha Charlie 8 X-ray Oscar, back to net.
Okay, Vince, thanks for that. There's going to be a hard limit for Newsline articles, newsletter articles. So keep a watch for that on the website for that date. Thanks, Vince. Okay, are there any other officers or members who have an announcement of general interest to the club? Okay, not hearing any. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. I'll take 5 at a time. Let me acknowledge each call sign one at a time.
This is Bill.
Okay, there was a lot of scratchiness at the beginning. I caught Bill, but no call sign. Go ahead again with the call sign, please.
Kilo, Foxtrot, 8, Bravo, Foxtrot, Tango.
Let's see, KF8, BFT. Okay, I got it. Another check-in, please.
A8GKG, John in Akron.
Go with that call sign again, please.
Yeah, it's not your fault. I'm glad to do it again. Kilo Alpha 8 Golf Kilo Golf.
KA8GKG. Okay, I got it. Another check-in, please.
Kilo Echo 8 Foxtrot Kilo November.
And I'm going to keep it short. Whiskey Golf Alpha.
Okay, Ray, I got you. who was the one before Ray?
Kilo Echo 8, Foxtrot Kilo November, KE8FKN.
KE8FKN. Let's see. Okay, one more.
D8YAX.
KD8YAX. Okay, Forrest, I have you in and out. Thanks for checking in. Okay, let's go up to Bill. KF8BFT. Go ahead, Bill.
I'd like to say thanks to Vince. That was a very nice newsletter, even though it was one of my articles in there, but I was really appreciative of being able to share with the club about how things are going here for me and my shack, and the tower break. I left you a message today, but I guess I can send an email as you requested. I'm available different times throughout the week. I'm retired. I have a truck, so I can do the best I can to help us meet the deadline for the rental on U-Haul. That's all I have. Other than everyone, have a wonderful, wonderful week. Stay healthy. God bless.
Okay, Bill. Thanks. If you're able to help, then contact Frank W8EZT at cfarc.org. Thanks, Bill. Okay. Next was KA8GKG. Go ahead with your comments.
Yes, good evening. I never get to check in on the net, and I just realized I'm not working evenings anymore. I'm home by 4:30 usually, so I have time to get on the net and say hello. I can't believe how fast summer is going by, but it is going by quickly, and I'm looking forward to the picnic on the, I put it on my calendar. So anyway, hope to see everyone there. And I would like to make a special comment. Thank you and a show of appreciation to the VE team for what the time they put in and what they do for the hams. So I recently had a VE session was at a session in the falls in June, and I appreciate what they do. Okay, that's all I have, so I'll say 7-3 and toss it back to net control, KA8GKG.
Okay, I was pressing on the HF radio pedal. So thanks for those words of appreciation for the about the VE team. Okay, next is KE8FKN. Go ahead with your comments.
This is Ron from Fairlawn. Hey, by the way, guys, I have a high gain, low loss outdoor in-plug extension cable, 30 feet long, brand new, still in the box. I don't know if that is something that would be of any interest to anyone, but it was given to me. I'd be glad to re-gift it to you for the phone.
Maybe better hold on to that. You might have a need for it at some time.
That is compatible with the ham system.
Okay, well, if anybody's listening and needs that, let's see, how could they contact you?
My email is ron@ronday.com. So that's ron@ronday.com.
Okay, let's see, Ron at what?
Let me see if I can help you out here. Ron at ronday.com. RON at RONDAY.com.
Yeah, thanks, Ray. Thanks. Yeah, I got it. Okay, you hear that, people? He has an extension cord, indoor-outdoor extension cord, 30 feet long. So anybody that has a need for that, contact him at ron@ronday.com. That's RON@RONDAY.com. Thanks. Okay, next is Ray, WA4WGA. Go ahead, Ray, with your comments, and thanks for that.
Well, I got a lot to say. Let me see if I can do it in digest form. First, you folks are always welcome to come up here to Heather Knowles and see me. You don't have to call in advance or anything. Just come up here and I can shake your paws. I haven't seen a lot of you in a while, and I wouldn't mind seeing some of you again. And maybe we can arrange for me to get to the new site when you get it open. Drop. And I've had an interesting 2 to 3 weeks. I spent it at Akron General. It seems I had pneumonia and a few other nasties that we are addressing. Spent 2 weeks in Akron General. All I had was the phone, and the phone these days can do a lot of things. It's radio, it's TV, it's look, it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's superphone. I was able to talk to all manner of people. If I'd thought about it, I would have taken my clear node up there. They've got quite a piece of bandwidth at Akron General, and hopefully they'd have let me borrow some of it. Drop. There's a lot of other things going on here, but I am getting better slowly but surely. The walking is coming back to me. I have the muscle memory to walk, but I am still recovering the muscle strength, and that's what's taking a great deal of my time. Otherwise, that's it from the old folk home. So thanks, John. Oh, and if I had the clear node, I would have been able to show people at the hospital what amateur radio was after a fashion. So, good evening all, and we'll do it again. W8VPV, WA4WGA.
good, Ray. Well, I hope you get your walking strength back. Let's see, and that Heather Knowles is Heather Knowles, is that the one on North Avenue?
Let me try that again. It would help if I push the button. Yes, sir. That's the one.
Okay. So Ray is at the Heather Knoll on North Avenue. That's just north of the circle there in Talmadge. So he would like some visitors. Okay, thanks, Ray, for checking in. Okay, so let's see, next was KD8YAX. He was in and out. That's Forrest. So this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins.
K8HMS.
K8HMS. Okay, I got you on there. Another check-in, please.
Kilo Echo 8, Oscar Whiskey X-Ray, portable, I'll be in and out.
KE80WX, portable, in and out. Thanks, Thomas. Another check-in, please.
KE8KVI, in and out.
KE8KVI, Ron, in and out. Thanks, have a good evening. Another check-in, please. There was no audio on that last signal. Okay, another check-in, please.
Kilo Echo 8, Tango Quebec Romeo, KE8TQR, Keith in Uniontown.
Okay, Keith, I got you on there. I will get back with you in a moment. Another check-in, please.
K8WTK.
K8WTK, I have you on the list, Bill. Another check-in, please.
KF8 AVD, Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha Victor Delta, Tony in the Merriman Valley.
Okay, Tony, KF8ABD, I have you on the list. Okay, we'll go back up to Steve there, K8HMS. Also, don't forget, people, that dues are due, and some are getting close to the deadline there. So this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor over to Steve, K8HMS.
W8VPV in the net, K8HMS. Just checking, I'm on the 440 side. You got me okay?
Yeah, so far, Steve. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good, John. Thank you. Yep, doing okay down here. Just lots of rain, so in a way that's good. We won't have to water tonight. But anyway, not much going on. And yeah, I wasn't sure what happened to Ray there, that he's in the home, but hopefully he'll get doing better. So other than that, that's about it. I got to check and see what's going on. I'll maybe have to check the website to help move some of that stuff. I know where it is. Frank and I moved some of the stuff in there from K8RJM, and I got my truck so I can load a bunch of stuff, so maybe I'll see about helping out with that. Other than that, that's about it. Look for you on 6, K8HMS.
real quick comment for Steve there, Ron.
Yeah, go ahead, Ray. This is John.
Sorry about that. Steve, it started a number of years ago with seizures. We've got them under control, but we had some other problems about 3 weeks ago, and I ended up at Akron General with pneumonia and a few other things that they found after some chest x-rays that I've got appointments in the near future to discuss and figure out where we're going to go from there.
Oh, okay, Ray. Sounds good. We'll get better.
Thank you, sir. WA4 WGA back to that.
Okay, very good. Yeah, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John W3X at the mic. Okay, Steve. So there you go. That's what's going on there with Ray. Okay. Any other comments there, Steve?
Nope. Guess that's about it, John. Just appreciate you running the net, and good to hear everybody, and stay dry, I guess. W8VPV, KHMS.
Okay, Steve, very good. Okay, so next was Thomas, KE80WX. He was in and out, and KE8KVI, Ron was in and out. So next is Keith, KE8TQR. Go ahead, Keith, with your comments.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor, KE8TQR here. Good evening, John. Thanks for taking my check-in here on the net tonight. Thanks for running the net. And good evening to everyone else here listening and talking on the net as well. Hope everyone had a great day and are having a wonderful evening. If you're on the radio, you have to be having a great evening. And just wanted to stop in real quick. Won't take up too much time. The tower project is coming along. I did test the antenna today. A friend of mine came over with his analyzer, and the SWRs look good on 20 down to 10 meters. So it should be excellent when we put it up in the air. Other than that, just hope everyone has a great rest of the week. Try to stay on the cool side of the door when it's too warm, and try to stay dry. So with that, I'll turn it back over to you again, John. I'll try to get on the 6-meter net tonight. I believe that's what it is, and we'll see you there. This is KE8TQR saying 73, and God bless.
Yeah, very good, Keith. When you tested that, did you stand it up on end with the reflector down, with the reflector end down? Over.
KE8TQR returning. No, I've got it sitting on sawhorses, and we had the, it's actually horizontal at the moment. So like I said, it's sitting on sawhorses, and the beam was pointed toward the back of the yard and not at the house.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully it doesn't change when you lift it up. Maybe, yeah, I guess it'd be pretty tough to put it on a mast and up from the ground some. So, okay, very good. Yeah, I'll listen for you on 10 there, or on 6. Yeah, we'll be on 50.270 megahertz upper sideband. Okay, so next was Bill, KA8WTK. Go ahead, Bill, with your comments.
Good evening, John and the rest of the net. W8VPV, this is KA8WTK, Bill. Seems like I picked the hottest times of the year to do outdoor projects. And this last week it was time to tackle what has gotten to be an out-of-control, gigantic forsythia bush. we call it the forsythia that attempted to eat talmage. We cut down an area of it growing that was about 24 feet by 20 feet, and it took days. But my tower was in the middle of that thing, and I needed to clear all of that away from the base of the tower, and there were some vines growing up the tower that had to be gotten rid of and things like that. I'll break for time. But we have it all out of the way now. And it's amazing how much more room there is behind the shack without that doggone bush back there. We're going to try and get rid of all the roots and probably put down some weed cloth and a bunch of gravel back there, because I have a couple small trailers and yard carts and things to park back in there. And they'll be out of sight, out of mind, and, easy to get to, but not in the middle of everything. So that's what we've been up to. So the tower looks really good when you can see all of it. Back to net control, W8VPV, Ka8WTK.
Okay, Bill, wow, that forsythia bush really got out of control. 20 by 24 feet, that's huge. Okay, well, glad that's gone. Okay, so next was Tony, KF8AVD. Go ahead, Tony, with your comments. This is Whiskey 8 Victor, Papa Victor.
Thank you. Don't have a lot to report. Every time I got to turn on the radio, it seemed like the bands were dead. But anyways, my question to the group. My shack is in my home office, so I always have it scanning through all the local repeaters, etc. Have we ever thought about having just a general rag chew net during the week sometime? And that's it. Over.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, like on the repeater or something, something like that. Yeah, because since you have that scanner on, I guess you hear that there's not much activity on the repeaters, huh?
That is correct, and certain other repeaters have regular just rag chew net. So I was thinking maybe we should have one.
W8ECT.
Go ahead, Frank.
Good evening, W8ECT Frank here. I think that was Tony in there. In the past, we've had several nets over the years. We had a tech net going at one time. We had a rail net going, all things railroad, either model or real railroad. If any club member wants to start a net, we are happy to support it. Reach out to me and let me know what you, if there's a particular topic or range of topics you want to cover, when you want to do it, and we will advertise it and publicize it, and I'll be happy to check into it. I'd love to do something like that. Not everybody, of course, is available every evening, but and Wednesday evenings might be a bad one, though maybe not. We're going to start having some clubhouse activities on Wednesday nights at our clubhouse. So by all means, we'd love to do a net. If you'd like to even consider running one, we'd love to have you in there. Hope that was of some help, and even if you just want to listen to one and participate in one, if you'd like a topic covered, give us send me some email, let us know. We'd love to get some more activity on this repeater. We maintain it for just those purposes, and unfortunately it's not like it was back in the 80s. That's all I got, really. W8ECT, back to net.
Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate the response. Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'm a new ham. I could totally probably ham fist a net and probably totally mess it up, but I'd be willing to try.
Nothing wrong with that. We all mess things up one time or another. So my call, this is W8ECT Frank at cfarc.org is my email address. Be glad to talk with you offline and throw some ideas around. We can even try to come up with an introductory script to introduce the net, and I'd love to participate in that. Wednesday evenings are going to be tough for us, just because that's net night, meeting night and or clubhouse meeting night, but otherwise I'm up to it. So reach out to me, and I'll be glad to help you put something together.
Roger, Roger, gotcha. Whiskey 8-7 Delta Tango, correct?
It's Whiskey 8 Echo Delta. Now you got me going. I'm sorry. Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango EZT, as in extra zesty taco. Whiskey 8 extra zesty taco at cfart.org.
All right, I will definitely reach out to you and let's make something happen.
Awesome. Good to hear. W8EZT, back to net.
Yeah, Tony, the RailNet used to be on Thursday evenings. There's nothing much else going on Thursday evenings, so if you want to have a net on Thursday evenings, that'd be a good day. Yeah, like Frank said, it's his email address is w8EZT@cfarc.org. So think about that, and that sounds like fun there. Yeah, because we don't have the RailNet anymore. So very good, Tony. Thanks for considering that. Over.
Not a problem. 73 and clear. Thank you.
Okay, Tony. Have a good evening there at 73. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John W03X at the mic, asking for check-ins. I'll go one at a time now. Go ahead. Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
Hello, John. This is Kilo 8 Bravo India.
K8BI. Go ahead, Bill.
Good evening, John, and everyone else listening on the net. Just want to say good evening to everybody. And boy, I got really soaked to the bone. Thought, well, I'll get a walk in the park because I didn't get it earlier. I got out there a little bit late and just got everything off and dried out just in time to run up to the microphone just now. Anyways, I'm looking forward to warming up here, and I got a bunch of hungry cats staring at me saying, where's dinner? So anyways, have a great week. We'll see you next week. W8VPV, this is K8BI.
Okay, Bill, very good. Yeah, I was out walking earlier, and it started to rain, and there was some thunder, so I knew it was going to get a little heavier. So I made it to the gazebo there on Front Street, and I was only in there about 5 minutes, and it stopped. So that worked out good. But I was probably more wet from due to the humidity. So when I got home, I had to change. So very good, Bill. Thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
Change that CCR lyric to John Stop the Rain. WA4WGA.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, stop the rain. Okay, thanks, Ray. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
Recheck W8EZT.
Go ahead, Frank.
looking at weather projections and work, and I'm going to schedule another equipment move session from the U-Haul storage facility on Broad Boulevard, and I think it's Main Street actually is where it's located, but by Broad Boulevard and the Expressway. It'll be Wednesday, starting about noon. I expect to be at the U-Haul about noon. We'll load up whatever we can and haul it over to the storage or to the clubhouse and unload it there. So that's really all I've got there. W8ECT back to net.
Okay, Frank. Very good. Okay, so Frank is going to be available at the U-Haul storage area. That's the one on the corner of let's see, what at that point it's Talmadge Road, and I guess it's Main Street. It's across the railroad tracks from downtown Cuyahoga Falls. Okay, so that'll be around noon on Wednesday. Okay, very good. Okay, so let's see. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any. I'll give the announcements. Then I'll give one last call for check-ins. Okay, so as we just mentioned, noon on Wednesday, we'll be over at the U-Haul storage facility to move more stuff out of the storage unit, which we need to get it out by August 11th. But we'll be tied up with activities on the 10th, so we're going to get it out this week. Okay, let's see. See what else we have here. Okay, the picnic. Sign up for the picnic. The picnic is Wednesday of next week, August 14th, and it is in Waterworks Park at the Shady Bend Pavilion. So on the website www.cfarc.org is a link up the top there. Fill that out. It asks for how many people are in your group and how many of what kind of main dish that you want, and what you're going to bring, and choose the closest description to what you're going to bring. Again, that's on our website, www.cfarc.org. Keep in mind that on September 11th, instead of a gathering or meeting of in person or Zoom, we're going to have CFARC to the field. That's Wednesday, September 11th. And what we do is we go to various Summit County parks and set up to transmit and receive, and we try to make as many contacts as we can. The contacts, valid contacts, are park to park, park to home, and home to park. So keep a watch also for a possible preliminary example setup, how to set up in a park to operate. There may be something like that on the show up on the website there well before September 11th. Regarding the newsletter, there's going to be a hard deadline because the newsletter editor is going to be out of the country early next month. So make sure you get your articles into him before he has to go. So that will be on the website there, or there may be an email blast stating that date. Okay, that's all that I have in the way of announcements. So this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins.
KF8BFT, this is Bill, recheck.
Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, this is for anyone that can give me the address, but primarily Frank. 1950 Newberry Street, is that the U-Haul place that we're to meet at on Wednesday?
You know what, that sounds right. Yeah, that's Newberry Street. Yeah, it's on the corner of Tomich Road and Newberry Street, across from the Circle K.
Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Frank, W8VPV, I am planning on being there. Lord willing, the creek don't rise, but I will be available then. So, will someone be there during the whole time to coordinate who's pulling in and getting out?
W8VPV.
Frank.
Very good. I really appreciate that. And you're right, the address is 1950 Newberry Street. We just got our renewal announcement warning notification, and I got the address off that. I will be there right at noon. There's an area around the back off Newberry Street that has some loading docks, and as the entrance, I will be there, have my truck backed up to one of the docks, and we'll probably be loading for 30 to 45 minutes, vehicles with whoever's there and whatever we can get loaded. And then we'll head to the clubhouse and unload things. So we'll be there from 12 to probably 12:30 to 12:45. If you send me email real quick, I will give you my cell phone. I'm going to do it off the air. I don't want that number getting out too much, but drop me email, w8EZT@cfarc.org, and I'll give you my cell phone so you'll be able to catch up with me if we've already left for the clubhouse. W8EZT, again, thanks for the help.
No problem. This is KF8BFT, back to the net.
Okay, Bill. Yeah, thanks for mentioning that address. Hope to see you there. Yeah, we just park in the various spots that they have there, and I usually park off to the side, not blocking any of the docks. So I have a red Buick Lucerne, and so I'll probably be there too. So thanks, Bill. Okay, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor. Last call for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any. In preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. Without your participation, there would be no net. This has been John, and my call is W03X, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net with 15 check-ins, counting myself, and return the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, closing the net at 9:25 p.m. local time. 7-3.
W8EZT, WA4WGA.
W8VPV. Repeater.
Good evening, Ray. Good to hear you in there. Sound a little bit under the weather, but I heard the story. Pneumonia is nothing to mess around with. It's tough to recover from. So I hope you're well on your way to the mend.
They got a few scans, and I possibly may have to go under the knife. We'll see. I won't know anything about that until appointment season comes around. Just a heads up for you, that microphone that you were using has a little Rice Krispies in it.
The one I'm using right now?
No, the other one. The other one you were using during the course of the net primary portion.
Okay, it's the same microphone and same radio. I haven't touched any settings. You're not talking amateur radio Newsline, are you?
I'm not hearing the Rice Krispies now, but during your comments and some of the exchanges, I was hearing Rice Krispies.
Well, I know we've got an antenna problem that we've got to fix, and I have my own antenna problem. The trouble is there's a big hornet's nest about 10 feet from that antenna, and until I can take out the hornet's nets, I'm not going to head up there and work on the antenna. And I know the repeater has an antenna problem. I'm actually going out tomorrow to pick up the replacement antenna during the income tax holiday. But, well, thank you for the update, and I will sit there and see if I can listen to myself. I've got a way to do that on this repeater and see what I can figure out here. Appreciate that, Ray.
No, it's not, you don't have any Rice Krispies now, but you did earlier. And you did not have Rice Krispies during Newsline.
Okay, Newsline is actually done by one of the other hams, KD8VYT, Russ Orr. And I think I did hear your comment. His volume was just a touch high. I'll mention it to him. So, oh well, appreciate the information. Maybe I've got a bad mic here or an antenna. Well, I know I've got an antenna with problems. I've got a high SWR on it. So once I take out the hornet's nest, after I get all this equipment moved, I'll get to it. Too many things in the too many irons in the fire, I guess.
I wish I had the space, but I don't. Or I'd put my broadcast equipment in here, and we could do a better sounding Newsline.
Well, always appreciate that. At this point, either myself or Russ, when he does it, downloads it in advance, and I literally, it's so cheap. I just put a hose clamp, band clamp over my microphone to hold the button down, set the microphone next to the speaker, and turn the volume up. So certainly not what I'd call a professional setup, but at least it seems to be getting the job done.
When I was living in North Carolina before I moved up here, I had a piece of broadcast software that I used when I did it and the ARR audio news. Alrighty, anyway, we'll talk to you later, and who knows, maybe, operative word, maybe, if I can find a transport wheelchair and somebody that can get me out there, I might see you out there.
Oh boy, that's going to be a problem. The building that we were given, the house we were given right now is not ADA compliant. There are multiple steps to both entrances. It's an issue that we've already talked about, and we may end up having to do some work on it next spring to get at least one entrance ADA compliant. But then the second problem is our shack and station is in the upstairs part of the building. And again, a bunch of steps to navigate and not a lot of room. So as much as I'd love to have you out there, not sure how good that's going to work out for us the way things are currently configured.
I'll be polite on radio and just say bugger.
Understand. This has come up in several discussions, and once we get moved in there and get through the winter and see just what issues we're facing, we've got some water in the basement issues that we're going to have to deal with. But putting a ramp up on one of the doors is certainly a real possibility.
We'll let you go to, what is it, 6 meters? Have a good day, sir. WA4WGA.
Very good, Ray. I think it's 6 to 9.
The band expiration net at 9:30 is on a different frequency, actually a different band every week. So go to the Cuyahoga Falls Amateur Radio Club website, www.cfarc.org, to see what band we're going to be on a particular Monday evening. Next week we'll be on 10 meters on or about 28.340 megahertz. When checking in, please give your call repeated phonetically followed by your name and your location. Let me know if you have any comments or traffic for the net or if you're checking in and out. I will start with announcements and then call for officers or members who have items of special interest to the club. After that, I'll take check-ins on this band expiration net. I just go one at a time. Whereas on the VHF UHF net, we take 5 check-ins and then go back and correspond with those 5. When all have checked in, I will repeat the announcements. After that, I'll give one last call for check-ins and then close the net. Here are the announcements. That's not me, that's somebody tuning up there. We'll wait a moment. Net standby. Somebody is tuning up. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. Here are the announcements. The club picnic will be Wednesday of next week. That's August 14th, and it will be in Waterworks Park at the Shady Bend Pavilion. The website shows that it starts at 5:30, but you can come earlier than that if you want to and see what's going on. There may be some ham radio demonstrations going on. Let's see. So if you want to go to the picnic, go to the website www.cfarc.org, and there is a link up the top there. Fill out the requested information, which includes how many people of what age category, and what your preference for the meat will be, and how many of each one. You can put down more than one of each per person, if you want to, and then also a description of what you're going to bring as for on the side. Let's see. So again, that picnic is Wednesday of next week. So get filling out that form there so that we can get the proper quantity of supplies for that picnic. Now we are moving equipment and articles from the U-Haul storage unit, which is at 1950 Newberry Street. That's across the street from the Circle K. That's where we park, and the access door is on that side, the side across from the Circle K. So we will be meeting around noon on Wednesday to take care of that. And then let's see, if you plan to join in that, send Frank an email message, W8EZT@cfarc.org, W8EZT@cfarc.org. Let them know that you're going to help out with that activity. That's this Wednesday, the 7th, August 7th, around noon. Okay, and then September 11th is the CFARC to the field. So watch for a possible preliminary, kind of like an example of how to set up in the field like that. An announcement for a demonstration on how to do that. That'll be before September 11th. Okay, let's see. So that's all that I have in the way of announcements. So this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for officers or members who have items of special interest to the club. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John W03X at the mic asking for check-ins.
This is Whiskey 8 Echo Zulu Tango. How am I coming through, John?
Very good. Go ahead. There was somebody tuning up or something there for a few minutes there. Go ahead, Frank.
Alrighty, I couldn't hear him on my end, but as I say, I'm using an improvised antenna here, Gap Titan, which seems to be doing pretty good, 1.1 to stoked for this. Anyway, don't have really anything to add. You're doing a great job. Really appreciate it. We're doing the Wednesday move, and by golly, we might get this thing done Wednesday or certainly Thursday or Friday, so I'm psyched. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Keep up the good work. We'll catch you down the page, and we'll see you Wednesday. W8VPV, back to net.
Okay, Frank, very good. Yeah, we'll see you Wednesday there. Okay, and your signal was 10/9 over here, 10/9. Okay, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-in. K8HMS, go ahead, Steve. Okay, Steve, yeah, I hear that tune-up signal again. Well, Frank was using his Gap Titan for this net, so that's the story on that. Let's see, yeah, so maybe I'll see you over there. And like I mentioned, we park. I don't know if you've been there. Have you been to the storage unit, Steve? Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, that's where we'll be parking there, 12 noon on Wednesday. Okay, thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening, and I hope to see you on Wednesday there. Okay, so this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins. Go ahead, recheck. Yeah, I know, I do that too. And Frank has a plan, that would be real good for lowering that down, and that would be to drill some holes to put some plates there to act like a hinge, and then cut the tubing that's closest to the wall. Well, cut those two where we put the plates, and then cut the one that's closest to the wall. And since the thing is kind of tall, we don't have to have those hinge plates down near the ground. We could have them at like 5 feet up. That way, the thing we could calculate, so that it doesn't come down on that fence that's in the back. So the tip of it would be inside the yard. So that's a good plan Frank has there. Over. Okay, yeah, I was thinking the same
things on the tower there and lift if nothing else, bend it over and then cut the rest down. So well, I'll get with you. Let's maybe do that this summer. I haven't talked to Beth for a while, but I'll have to check in on her. But maybe that's a little quick project we could do.
Well, the last I heard on that is that the brother-in-law or somebody was interested. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that guy. I don't know how many times, and he's a big talker. And, you know, unfortunately, him and Beth's daughter have tried to, well, they have ripped her off from a lot of money that she got from, I think, insurance and stuff. So it's kind of a sad situation. So yeah, I doubt he'll, you know, spin this long. He isn't going to do anything. He's just a big talker.
Oh, okay, yeah, very good, yeah. That's what I figured. I mean, how many years has that been now?
Yeah, I think it's been at least 2.
Yeah, okay. Very good. Okay, yeah, so, yeah, Frank has a plan there, using some plates on the sides of the ones that we want to act as hinges. So that'd be the safest way. That way we don't have to worry about it possibly inadvertently snapping off one of the ones before it comes all the way down, you know. So it's a good plan, and actually that's how I have my tower, this antenna is on. That's how I have it mounted, so that works very well. Okay, thanks for checking in there, and so we'll hope to see you on Wednesday there. Okay, with that, I'll break with K8HMS, and this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor asking for check-ins.
Alpha Charlie 8 X-ray Oscar.
Okay, I got Bill in there, K8WTK, and so we'll go to Vince, AC8XO. Go ahead, Vince, with your comments.
I just turned on the radio. I just wanted to say hello. So, John, have a good evening. AC8XO back to that.
Okay, Vince, very good. Yeah, and I announced your deadline there for the newsletter for September, so we'll watch for that deadline date. Okay, so let's go back to Bill here, K8WTK. Go ahead, Bill. Okay, Bill, I got that written down. I called 502. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I had, it wasn't a real strong signal, but it was a perfect copy. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good weekend. Okay, this is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor with John W3X at the mic asking for check-ins.
Kilo Echo 8 Tango Quebec Romeo KE8TQR Keith in Uniontown.
Okay, let's see. I got let's see. Is that I got Tony in there, and I got Keith. Tony, I'm going to go to Keith first. So hold on there, Tony. Okay, go ahead, Keith, with your comments. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor.
Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor. This is KE8TQR. Keith in Uniontown. Thanks for getting me in here tonight, John. I just wanted to check in and see if I can get you on 6 meters. There's a little bit of noise with everybody. Some people I can hear, some people I can't. You're coming in 5-9 here. and you're sounding good. With that, I'll just send it back to you so you can get on down the list. This is KE8TQR saying 73, and God bless.
Okay, thanks, Keith, for checking in. 73, and have a good evening. I have a real good copy on you there. Okay, Tony, KF8AVD, go ahead with your comments. Well, you're down in the valley there, so that's probably to be expected. I don't know what kind of antenna you would need to be able to hear everybody. Well, Frank is using his Gap Titan, and it's not actually meant for 6 meters, but I had him 10/9, but I'm up on top up here, so he's only a mile away, line of sight. But I have a pretty good copy on you. Go ahead, and I'll read my meter. Okay, well, I have you a solid S8, you know, and the noise floor here is 0, so you're way over the noise level, so I have a real good copy on you. So thanks for checking in, 73, and have a good evening there, Tony. Okay, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins. Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, asking for check-ins. Okay, I don't hear any at this time. I'll repeat the announcements here. Okay, so Vince has a deadline, earlier deadline for the newsletter because he's going out of the country, so that will be posted on the website at www.cfarc.org, but it's definitely no later than August 31st. So get your articles into him ahead of time. Again, that's newsletter editor at cfarc.org. Also, this Wednesday at that's August 7th around noon, we're going to meet over at the U-Haul storage area, and we'll be parking across from the Circle K, and that's the side of the building that we had the access to. That's 1950 Newberry Street. And so 12 noon this Wednesday to be hauling stuff out of that storage unit, and we're going to haul it over to the clubhouse for storage there. Okay, let's see, and what else do we have here? Okay, yeah, September 11th, that's instead of a gathering of any sort, we're going to have the CFARC to the field. We've done that for several years. What we do is we each go to a Summit County Park, and we set up to transmit on 10 meters, 6 meters, 2 meters, and the 440 band. And we try to make as many contacts as we can, and the valid contacts are park to park, park to home, and home to park. So you can operate from home and contact people that are in the parks, and that's a valid contact. Let's see. Also, in case you've never done any kind of setup in the field, watch the website for a possible demonstration about how to set up in the field. Okay, and then Wednesday of next week, that's August 14th, is the picnic. So go to the website, www.cfarc.org, and up the top is a link to fill out your attendance, your intended attendance at the picnic, and it would include how many people and what age category, and how many of each type of main food that each of those would each group would be needing. So also it has on there a general description to choose for the item that you're going to bring for the snack or whatever. Again, that picnic is Wednesday of next week, August 14th, at Waterworks Park at the Shady Bend Pavilion. That's all that I have in a way of announcements at this time. So this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins. Oh, I'm seeing some static there on the band scope here, so I guess we have a little lightning approaching. Okay, this is Whiskey 8, Victor Papa Victor, last call for check-ins. Okay, not hearing any. In preparing to close this net, I would like to thank all of you who took the time to join us and check in tonight. As mentioned earlier, this band exploration net meets every Monday evening at 9:30 p.m. We're on a different band every Monday evening at 9:30. So next week, we will be on 10 meters on 28.340 megahertz. To see what band we're on each week, go to our calendar, which is on the right side of our webpage, www.cfarc.org, and scroll down to the day, and it will have the band that the band exploration net is on. Please feel free to check in regularly, even if only for a moment. All comments are welcomed and valuable to us. This has been John, and my call is W8VPV, that's Whiskey Oscar 3 X-ray. And it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will close the net and return the frequency to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is Whiskey 8 Victor Papa Victor closing the net at 10 o'clock p.m. local time with 7 check-ins, counting myself. 7-3. Unhook your antennas, people. There's some lightning on the way. This is W8VPV. I'm clear.